Hello everybody and welcome to the GamesMatter event for 12/17/2014. I am MegapiemanPHD. Today I will be talking with Trent Steen from Secret Tunnel about his game Shapes of Grey. How you doing today, Trent?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing alright. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and what it is you do at Secret Tunnel?
So my name's Trent. I'm a student studying game design, actually, a sophomore in college. Shapes of Grey is just a game I'm making in my part-time, spare time. Been working on it. Started it a year ago, back in September of 2013, and then I put out an older version of it in February of 2014, actually. And so now I'm working on a remake for the Wii U and Steam, and it's going to be awesome.
Well, I'm glad you're optimistic. Indie Gamer Chick is going to be doing some giveaways for this game. She's got a couple copies of Shapes of Grey that she will be giving away until she runs out of copies. And if you want to try to get a copy of that, then go to @IndieGamerChick on Twitter. That is @IndieGamerChick and ask her for a copy. If you do happen to get a copy of the game, it's not a contest. She's giving them out till she runs out. But if you get a copy of the game and you like the game, please let people know that you like the game. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your Facebook friends, tell your Twitter people, tell your YouTube fans. Go to some random guy on the street and be like, Shapes of Grey, I like that game. You should play that game. Do it. Let people know to help get the game out there. Now, the version that we're going to be playing for you guys today is actually a demo of the new version of the game, but the codes that Indie Gamer Chick is giving away is for the original version of the game. And one of the big questions that I have right off the bat is, what are the differences between the original version and the new version?
So the new version is going to have a lot more modes, a lot more levels, a little bit more in the way of story and mystery. But what we'll be seeing today from what you'll be playing is just a bit of gameplay differences, more visual tweaks. Looks a lot better, and there are some more interactions between a few of the things we'll be seeing that are more fun in this version, I think.
Well, I can already see that there's a couple question marks over here for some other mode that I know. Like I said before, this is going to be the demo, so I can't access everything. The only thing I have access to is actually classic mode, but there are also challenges. Are these things that were also in the original one, or are these brand new, the challenges and high scores?
Challenges and high scores will be brand new.
All right, and what is the price for the current released version, and what will the price be for this version?
The older version is $5 on itch.io right now. Not totally sure what the price for the new version will be, but anyone who buys the old version on itch.io will get a free Steam code for the new version.
All right, so it's good to get in early. So you get in now, you might end up paying a little bit less cash than you will pay later on.
Yep.
Anybody in chat who has any questions for Trent, feel free to write those in chat, and I will pass them on. You do currently have a Steam Greenlight campaign for Shapes of Grey. I will post the link to that in chat right now, so if you like what you see here today, be sure to give that a upvote to get it onto Steam. Hopefully.
Yes.
I don't know. You never know what's going to happen with all the kind of stuff that's going on with Greenlight these days.
Yeah, it's like the Wild West.
It's the Wild West of game development. All right, so let's get into the game here, and why don't you tell us what were some of the ideas behind the creation of Shapes of Grey?
So Shapes of Grey is basically, I describe it as Hotline Miami meets WarioWare. It's kind of a twin-stick melee game where you've got these enemies that you're not shooting them, you're hitting them with a sword or a bat of some sort. And then the premise is that each level has a 10-second time limit, so you need to go as quickly as possible to get through these levels. And as far as I know, it's probably the second fastest game that you go through levels in, second to WarioWare.
Maybe I think it's 10 seconds. It's about the exact same time for a game like Shoot Shimi, because every single level in that, everything lasts 10 seconds in that game.
Okay.
So, but this game, I feel that it plays a little bit faster because you actually have an involvement in what's going on. Unlike Shoot Shimi, where it was survive for 10 seconds, this one can last shorter depending upon how long it takes you to get through the areas.
Yeah, a lot of the levels are only probably 5 seconds long if you know what you're doing. But I find the 10-second time limit rather than being an actual threat of this level is going to take 10 seconds, it kind of just gets you in a I gotta play fast mindset.
Are there any levels that are longer than 10 seconds, or is that the average for the entire game? Oh no, I'm gonna run out of time! Dang it.
The bosses technically have a 30-second time limit.
I did actually come across that I was able to pick up a power-up that allowed me to actually shoot around in the game. Are there many different kinds of power-ups that are going to be in Shapes of Grey? The only one I've seen so far is the Ninja Stars.
Yeah, in these first 50 levels, just the Ninja Stars, and then there's sort of a secret little mysterious heart that you'll see towards the very end of this set of 50 levels that you might be able to get if you're good.
Well, maybe. I don't know. When I was playing this before, I got to, I think 20, 21, 25 is where I got down to.
Okay. Now you have to talk at the same time.
There's only a couple bosses in the game. And does the game go, does it keep going after you reach level 0? Because you count down from 50 to 0, I believe.
Yeah. Level 1 is the final level of this mode.
Is there going to be, is the mode when this game actually comes out, when it has a bit more of a story mode? Oh, we got a boss fight. Is there going to be more levels to have to go through than just in the classic mode that we're doing here right now?
There will be another set of 50 levels, and then an additional thing after that. An epilogue.
Alright, so there's going to be a lot more content to go through, because not only will you have classic mode, but you'll also have another 50 levels. Are they going to differ a lot from... Oh, these stars, I hate these things. Are they going to differ a lot from the 50 levels in classic mode? Like, will there be different enemies in the new mode that's going to be in the new version of the game? Or is it going to be very similar to classic mode, just maybe with a different rule set?
There will be new enemies. Probably a mixture of both.
I'm going to die. I don't want to die. There's a heart around here somewhere on one of these levels, and I don't know if I can make it there before I end up kicking the bucket. You think the stars scare the... Ah, man. Those stars scare the crap out of me, because they're the first thing that shows up that can actually shoot, but oh, there's a checkpoint. That's right. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Checkpoint after every boss.
Was there a checkpoint in the original version, or is that a new thing?
Yeah, the checkpoint was in the original version. At first, I thought about not having any checkpoints at all, but I figured, nah, I don't want to ask them to play through all 50 levels straight.
Now, what's interesting to see is that all of the 50 levels are always the same. For a game gun like this, I would think that maybe randomizing the levels would be something that would be an interesting idea to help keep things different. But all the levels are the same, which actually is kind of a good thing because it helps factor into... Oh, crap, you got the bullet, guys. Helps factor into, like, speed running.
Are you saying in terms of the enemies or in terms of just having the circle every time?
Just in terms of general, with all the layout for the levels seem to be the same when it comes to enemies for every single level.
So, like, level 27 is always the same?
From what I've seen so far.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, basically the idea is it's the same enemies in every level, but there are a few different variations where maybe the star will be on the left side of the screen or maybe the star will be on the right side of the screen. So just a little bit of randomness, but for the most part it's the same.
Dang it. I got clipped by that guy. I also really like how you can actually trick some enemies into killing other enemies. Like, if I do it right, I can actually get the star to take out some of the spikes, and I can get the bullet to take out some of the other enemies as well.
Yeah, and that's one of the additions to this new version that I think really spices it up.
Is there much of an advantage to that? Have you thought about maybe adding some sort of a score system where if you have enemies kill each other, you'll get more points out of that?
That's a cool idea.
Because I did notice that there is a high score leaderboard, or there will be a high score leaderboard. It's not available right now.
Yeah, well, a little hint of what's to come. If you manage to beat this classic mode, you'll unlock classic arcade mode, which does have a high score factor into it.
Alright. Because I was wondering what that high score would keep a score up, since this classic mode doesn't actually have a score in it. I was thinking maybe something for the challenge modes. So what are the challenge modes going to be? Why don't you tell us a little bit about a couple of the challenges that you'll have to go through?
That'll factor into classic arcade mode. So the idea for classic arcade mode is that there are these coins scattered throughout the levels, and the more coins you get, the higher your multiplier goes. You have to balance collecting the coins with trying to play as quickly as possible. Sort of a risk versus reward. Do you want to go through levels as quickly as possible or collect every coin? It's up to you. So, like, for example, one of the challenges might be clear all 50 levels with a score of 0. If you don't collect any coins, your multiplier will still be 0. So all your points will be taken times 0, and you'll end with 0. So that's that challenge.
Right. Are these so they're going to be? Are they going to be multiple level challenges, or are they going to be single level challenges for the most part?
They're sort of like achievements.
Oh, I ran out of time the same time I killed that guy. Dang it! That timer. Timers have always oh, he shot his own dude. Timers have always thrown me off in games, trying to keep track of doing everything, and then let alone doing it in the timer. Is there going to be maybe a practice mode that doesn't have the timer?
Probably not.
Alright, so it's something you're just going to have to get with it. You're just going to have to get used to it. It's a necessary evil.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, here we go. So, why shapes and why gray?
Because I am not a very good artist.
It's that simple?
Yeah, and then once I came up with the name Shapes of Grey, I was like, well, yeah, that's the theme. I've got to stick with it now. That's an amazing name.
Now, you mentioned that you are actually in college at the moment. Is Shapes of
Yeah.
Grey the first game that you have put together?
I've done a couple game jams before. I think my favorite game jam game that I've worked on was, do you remember last year when all the stuff with King copywriting the word candy was happening?
Yes, Candy Jam.
Yeah, Candy Jam. So I made a game for that was also part of Global Game Jam with a couple friends of mine. It's called Candy Butt Poop Game.
You are a master at naming things.
But yeah, that's just a free thing you can play through on itch.io in 5 minutes, if you're interested.
So how come you decided to put the game up on something like itch.io instead of maybe Desura?
Itch.io is just really easy to manage. Like, it takes 2 seconds to make a game page and set it up through PayPal. It's like Bandcamp for games.
There's also websites like Game Jolt, but I don't know if Game Jolt does paid stuff though.
Yeah, I think the way it works on Game Jolt is you get maybe a cent or two for every time someone downloads the game.
Okay.
So it's definitely.
Where are you looking into getting the game on? You already were looking to get it in onto Steam, and I think you mentioned the Wii U.
Yeah, Wii U. I got a dev kit for the Wii U this past summer, and I really wanted to remake this game, and I figured might as well try to get it on Steam too.
Now, what's it been like trying to work with the Wii U dev kit, considering the fact that the Wii U is a very specialty platform to make sure that everything works with the gamepad?
Yeah, there's not too much I can say, but it's super simple to get it set up with the gamepad, because the way their Nintendo Web Framework system, they call it, works, it's just HTML5, which GameMaker can export to, so it's pretty simple. Just to port everything.
Will the game majorly be played on the gamepad, or will there be some sort of integration that'll work with the gamepad and the TV at the exact same time?
You'll be seeing the same thing on the gamepad as the TV, so
okay.
You can play either way.
Because I was wondering, considering that there are a lot of devs out there who kind of struggle with trying to figure out what exactly to do. Got 3 kill right there. What exactly to do with the Nintendo Wii's gamepad, since it doesn't really factor into every kind of game.
Yeah. And I find what a lot of people who I've talked to personally seem to prefer the gamepad for is just playing a game that they would have played anyway, but not having to use the TV for it. If someone else wants to watch TV or play some other game and they just want to play a game on the gamepad.
Kind of like a handheld system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of handheld systems, if you are going to try to get this on the Wii U, have you thought about maybe the 3DS? Now, I know if you try to get on the 3DS, you'll probably have to mess around with 3D mechanics, or at least visual style.
3D would be fun, but I don't know how the controls would translate over to 3DS is the problem. Same with iPhone.
Just realized you can shoot those shots back at them.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to realize that.
That's wonderful. I love that. They don't home, though, so it's hard to... I keep running into them. How come you decided to go make it like a twin-stick meleeer instead of a twin-stick shooter?
I was playing a lot of Hotline Miami at the time, and I wanted to make a game like that.
That makes sense. Hotline Miami is a pretty awesome game.
Oh, I love it, yeah.
And there is shooting... Oh, man. There is shooting in it, but I can definitely see where it focuses a lot on melee. So it's interesting to see a game like this completely 100% focus on melee.
Yeah, and the Ninja Stars are a relatively recent addition too.
Were those in the original version?
Nope.
Alright, so you talked about the Ninja Stars, I talked about the health power-ups, but are there any other power-ups in the whole thing at all, or any ideas for any more power-ups to pick up?
There may be some new power-ups in the second mode, the second set of 50 levels, but for this set of 50 levels, probably just sticking with those two.
The game's hard, man. I'm kind of glad that when I got to the checkpoint before, I'm like, this checkpoint, this game doesn't seem to be that hard, that I don't necessarily need a checkpoint. But now I'm starting to come around to, yeah, I like that there's a checkpoint.
Yeah, it's tough.
So there's a checkpoint after every single boss, and there are 2 bosses.
Yeah, 2 bosses on the way, and then 1 final boss on floor 1.
So there's 3 bosses in total.
Mm-hmm.
That's for classic mode. Will there be more bosses in the new mode, or the new mode still be structured similar to classic?
Yeah, there'll be more bosses, definitely.
Ah, man. Any thoughts about maybe boss rush?
Oh, that could be cool. Yeah, one of the other secret modes I have planned is an endless mode where you're just going through levels from both modes shuffled randomly and see how far you can get.
That could be kind of cool to see. I keep walking into the stuff. That is, I don't know why, but it is so hard not to walk into anything.
Yeah, one thing I struggled with a lot when very first making the game was the length of the sword versus the player's hitbox, and making sure that people don't run into the enemies as often as they might.
Right. And that's understandable, because these guys, it's basically, if you get hit, you're hit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hard to get health back from this game. Getting hit is a huge, huge issue. You do have a lot of variety of enemies. What are some of the new enemies that are going to be added into the new version?
I'll keep that under wraps for now. Secret.
Oh, you're keeping secrets from me?
Mm-hmm. You haven't even seen all the enemies in this version.
Well, I guess you have a fair point there. Speaking of secrets, how many people are you at Secret Tunnel?
1.
It's
and
just
then
you on your own.
Yeah, a friend of mine made the music, which is just fantastic.
Do you have any thoughts about selling the soundtrack along with the game? Since Steam's kind of been making a bit of a bigger push to music recently.
Yeah, we maybe could. There aren't too many tracks to it right now, but if this friend of mine does whip up a few more tracks for the final release, I think selling the soundtrack would be a great idea.
Oh man, we got a boss fight. I also seen that you are a Zelda fan, as we have a Triforce on the screen.
Yeah, the original Legend of Zelda was a pretty big inspiration for a lot of the enemies in this game and sort of the combat style.
Dang it!
Oh, so close.
I was trying to hit him with his own shots, but then I think you can only hit the dark gray parts.
Mm-hmm.
So his shot went through him, and I was not expecting that. Not at all. So there's actually a lot of strategy when it comes to some of these bosses. It's not just, sword them all the time. There we go. Alright, take out this guy. Take out this guy over here. Like always, anybody in the chat who happens to have any questions, feel free to ask them, and I will... Forgot about the time. And I will ask Trent about them. Is there any way to get more time? Or does the time always go down?
It's always 10 seconds, and that's all you get.
Alright. Maybe a challenge mode where killing stuff will give you more time or something would be interesting to see. There's a lot of stuff you can do with the design of Shapes of Grey. It's very interesting. It's kind of a little bit... The idea is a bit basic, but there's a lot you can do with it. You've already done a lot with it as it sits. But it's very open to a lot of testing just to figure out and try to add more challenges and everything like that. And I'm definitely interested to see what the full version will bring to the table.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to playing with that stuff, too.
Do you have any idea about when the new version of the game will actually be released?
Hopefully before March. Before the end of March, I'll say. That's what I'm shooting for.
And you're working on that by yourself as well.
Yeah.
All right, you doing the complete Wii U version by yourself also?
Yep.
So it's literally a one-man team.
Basically, yeah.
All right, that's gotta be a little bit interesting when it comes to some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. I'm going on winter break now, so I'll hopefully have a lot of time to work on it.
Yeah, because I forgot, but you mentioned you're doing this while you're still in college.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine that unless what are you in college? Are you in college for game design?
Yes.
Okay, so that might make things a little bit easier to try to get some work done. But unless it's like a project for a class or something, I can imagine that trying to find the time to have to work on stuff can't be super easy.
Yeah, because this is just outside of class, so it's whenever I have time to work on it.
But if I get this guy to shoot his friend, yeah, there we
go.
Ha ha! Perfect. That is highly satisfying. Oh, he just missed. Just missed. These things remind me of bullet bills.
Yeah. That's what I secretly call them.
Alright, let's see if we can try to make it to level 20.
Yeah, you almost had that second boss.
I got to it! I'm gonna run out of time. That is so hard to remember that I'm on a time. I don't know why it's hard to remember that I'm on a time scale. I guess I just haven't played the game enough. But I'm not a huge fan of time. There have been some games out there, like there was a game on the Genesis called Bob, which was an alright platformer, but it had a time thing to it, similar to the original Mario game, where not only did you have to get through a kind of ridiculously difficult level, but you also had to do it within a certain amount of time. So, time games for me, not super great, but
yeah.
Shapes of Grey, it's not like you are always going through really super difficult stuff all of the time. So it's a much quicker game, which makes it work, I think. It's like you have less time, but there's also a lot less to have to deal with and a lot less to do when it comes to other games that have timers. Like the original Mario, there was a lot of stuff to always have to deal with in every single level.
Yeah.
There we go. Alright. So when you do release, if you do get on Steam, do you plan on doing stuff like achievements, trading cards, hats?
I suppose.
Got it. Gotta have hats.
Absolutely. Oh, if I could get a Shapes of Grey hat Team Fortress 2, that'd be amazing.
Beautiful. Do it. Alright, let's try to dodge around this guy. What if I can get him to kill his friend here? Come on! Nope. I got shot.
Yeah, that happens to me whenever I try that too.
I was trying to either bounce it back at him or get him to kill his friend. Unfortunately, neither one of those happened. Is it still going to be a 3-hit kill in the other mode, or is it going to be a 1-hit kill, or is it going to have more health than that?
Probably still 3 hits. A 1-hit kill mode would be pretty interesting.
That would be crazy. Don't do that.
Go through all 100 levels, 1 hit, can't die once.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who'll do it. Some crazy, crazy person with way too much time on their hands. Alright.
There you go.
So how come you decided to make the entire game arena-focused instead of a bit more open levels?
It's slightly easier to control this way. I like having the variation between the enemies and then seeing how they all react with each other.
Right, but you could still have that kind of variation with a bit of bigger levels. Was there any specific reason why you wanted everything to be in a circle, or is that just how it worked?
Well, I suppose the time limit is also more suited to the closed arena too. Like if it was open, you couldn't really have a time limit.
True.
Unless you did gain time when you kill enemies.
Right. So I guess that does make a bit more sense. I walked into the thing again. That is so hard not to do. Because I'm not used to dealing with a game in this fashion with a melee weapon.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily that I think the sword's too short or anything like that. It's just hard to remember. That guy you can't hit from the front.
Yeah. Because the original Legend of Zelda is a melee game, but it's all on a grid. So I wanted to combine that with Hotline Miami's freeform twin stick style of combat.
Well, I think you did a pretty good job doing that.
Well, thank you.
I don't think there's any... No, there's no ninja stars to get on any of these levels. Which is a little bit annoying. You only get a couple of ninja stars, too.
Yeah. Thinking one in level 29 would be good?
Maybe. I don't know what you have in mind for other power-ups to maybe throw in there as well. Like
yeah, it's still a work in progress.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you got it this time.
How many ninja stars do you actually get? And was there a reason why you decided to limit it instead of having it... do you just pick it up and you always have it as a secondary option to doing the melee weapons? Or anything like that?
Yeah, I believe you get 16, and the reason I limited the ammo is because they're so fun to spam, just to shoot them all over, and then, because they don't expire after you shoot them until they hit an enemy, so you can shoot all 16 of them in one level and just have them bounce around the walls until they hit an enemy, and I think that's more fun than having it as a secondary option.
Right. I did notice that they were bouncing around a bit, but I didn't know that they would go on forever until they hit something.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go with this thing. I don't even know what shape to call that. Maybe a star shape? Oh, okay. Oh, this guy is, there was a Legend of Zelda boss that was very similar to this. It was like some sort of plant monster.
Yeah, I'm blanking on the name right now.
I don't know what the name of it was either. I don't think it's
like
shot.
A manhandler or something.
Alright, we got... Oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap, oh, crap. Okay, I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared for the infinite stream of death. Alright, you were right. We hadn't run into all of the enemies. There's a lot more here, and they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me a lot. Try this again. Okay. Maybe I can get him to kill his friend over here. Nope. Alright. Does that shot do friendly fire, or was it just that it shot the front of the square, which is why it didn't do any damage?
Just the square is resistant to those, but if it would hit a triangle or a circle, as you'll see right
any
here.
of these guys?
Yeah.
Alright. That's, horrifying. That's kind of cool and kind of horrifying. Because in most, kind of like we were talking about a little before, oh man, those guys are resistant too. In most games like this, you would be the person firing all those kinds of bullets.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not. In this game, you have to deal with the fact that you're not. And it's really kind of hard to get used to the fact that you have basically no ranged attacks at all.
Yeah, you're definitely the underdog in this game.
Okay. Took some damage, but I think we're going to be alright. We're going to be alright. Let's kill that guy. Let's kill that guy. It seems like these Rhombus dudes only attack once you get near them. Which is a bit of a problem because I don't have a choice but to get near them. Okay, that guy's dead. That guy's dead. That guy's dead. Alright. We're doing okay. We're at 16. There's another boss at what, level 1?
Yep.
It's only 15 levels away. I'm glad to see that it's only 50 levels and not like a Bomberman's 99 levels.
Yeah. I was considering combining both modes, have it go the first 50 levels, and then you're immediately thrust in the next 50 levels. We'll see if I do that, but probably not.
That could be a good challenge mode.
Uh-huh.
But outside of challenge, outside of that, I don't know. That might be too much.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree.
Man, I got shot. Okay, I need to start paying some attention here to what's going on. Maybe some kind of power-up which will actually give you a bigger sword or something like that.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Alright, let's kill this man. Let's fire these bullets. I think these bullets are actually impervious. You have to make them shoot.
Yep.
Which is a little bit annoying, considering that
Oh, you got
it's
hit
so
by the
large.
reflection.
I got hit by a reflection. That guy is geometry, man. It was never my specialty. It's one that I need to go to pool. I walked into him. Okay, kill this guy. We'll get him to kill his friends. There we go. Perfect. I was wondering if he was going to do that, if he was going to slow down, and he does. Alright, so there's a lot of strategy to this, figuring out what all the enemies do. I like that. What do I can do to kill each other? No, they don't!
No, go right through.
Alright, that was not expected. That was not expected at all. I keep forgetting that those bullets bounce off the rhombuses. So if I can remember that, hopefully we can actually make some progress here. Right, kill that man. That man is dead. This thing is going to be dead. There we go. Perfect.
I have a friend who just bats at the rhombus when the rhombus flies at him, and I don't even do that.
Can you bounce them around?
You can attack them when they're flying at you if your timing is really good.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking they were impervious to damage when they were spinning around like that.
Nope.
Alright.
There you go.
Now that I know that those things aren't impervious to damage, it'll be a little bit easier to figure out as far as I've made it so far. So we'll see. Come on. Fire. Fire. Okay, this guy fires at a plus, and he fires at an X. Just about everything goes down in one shot, including myself. Just about everything goes down in one shot. So, yeah. Pretty much, if you can attack, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these dudes. Bring it on, son! I'm actually kind of out of questions to speak about at the moment, if you can't tell. So, again, to chat, if anybody is in chat, we had to do a stream a little bit early today, so I don't know how many people might be here, but this interview will be up on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/GamesMatter. Like all of our interviews, it will go up there once it's done. Oh man, I don't want to die. I'm too pretty to die. Have you not seen this circular form? It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I want Weight Watchers to get this form. Okay. You also did a pretty good job when it came to designing levels, such as this level will the first level you get when you see the thing that does all that shooting will basically tell you just by playing the level that, this level basically will tell you just by playing it that the bullets can't kill the squares. And the level that you get with this thing in the circle will basically tell you that it can kill circles and the rhombuses can kill these. So, did you come across a lot of playtesting or a lot of issues when it came to making sure people understood what all the different enemies do?
Well, one thing I find is that because you tend to have to replay levels quite a bit in this game, people are always discovering new things about the enemies as they continue to play and replay the game. So and then I really wanted to do some non-verbal design, not say everything there is to say about each enemy right when you see it, just let the player discover it for themselves.
Dang it. Yeah, because a lot of games nowadays pretty much always have some sort of written tutorial or tutorial section. In Shapes of Grey, I mean, it's not a super complex game, so it wouldn't necessarily... So it wouldn't necessarily need something like that for people to easily understand what's going on. But I'm glad that you were able to, through just level design about what enemies you put in the same level, it's able to organically inform players about what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
God, somebody hit me first. Okay, and there we go. So I think that's definitely one of the Shapes of Grey's real strong suits.
That's one reason that I wanted to keep it simple as well, that it is easier to convey information when it's simple information, and I think it's more rewarding to find something out on your own, even if it is simpler.
Right. That's the problem, like, when you get into big games like Forex strategy games and Civilization games. Like, those games are so complex.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you could possibly get through some of those concepts without a tutorial.
Yeah, I mean, I'm such a huge Nintendo fan that when the new Fire Emblem game came out on 3DS, I figured, well, I gotta at least give it a shot since it's a Nintendo game. But yeah, that is just way too complicated for me. I can't do strategy.
There we go. Okay, okay. So there's not going to be any Shapes of Grey, the strategy game, anytime soon?
No, no RPGs.
No RTSs? I think he's going to
Nope.
shoot at me, isn't he? He's totally going to shoot at me. I knew it! Jerk. What'd I do to you, man? Huh? What did I ever do to you? I'm just a circle. I'm just a circle trying to live in another giant circle. Living in the shadow. I died again. Dang it. So hard to not die! There's also no run function.
Yeah,
So
it's all
you're-
one speed.
Yeah, it's always at one speed. Now, does this game have controller support?
It does, yeah.
When it comes to controller support, is it still always one speed, or does the speed change depending upon how far you tilt the analog stick?
Yeah, there's a little bit of analog speed, depending on how far you tilt it. So that can come in handy.
Alright. But this is the top speed. You can't move faster by using analog.
Right.
Oh, don't kill me. It seems that only some of those reflect. They don't reflect... Do they reflect off the walls? I don't think they reflect off the walls. They reflect off the rhombus.
Yeah.
Alright. Do they reflect off of any of these dark guys? Like, if it was in the same room as one of these, it would reflect off that as well, and there's one of those squares that fire?
Just the rhombus.
Okay. Is there any specific difference between the enemies that have the darker gray color than the enemies that have the lighter gray color?
Not really. Just harder.
Dang it! Stop shooting at me! Thing is, I walked into it again. The same mistake 1,000 times. Oh, this is a different variation. Okay.
Mhm.
So some of these levels do have different variations, even though it's the exact same enemy.
Yeah, same enemies, different positions.
That does help a bit with replayability, considering, at least me, been playing through these levels a lot.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want you to be able to memorize it, but I do want you to learn.
Right. Learn how to deal with the situation that you're in.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do to make those guys fire quicker, or do I just have to wait for them to fire?
Gotta wait it out.
Do they always have... They seem to have different times as to when they'll fire, though. Sometimes they'll fire very quickly, other times they'll take forever and a day.
Yeah, it's a little bit random. They'll always wait a few seconds and then fire, giving you plenty of time to clear the level. So they'll never fire when there's only 1 second left.
Alright. That's good to hear.
Mhm.
You're dead, son! Okay, we might
Nice.
get down to 10. We might get down to 10. Maybe something that every 10 levels you get a power-up or something like that.
That could be nice, yeah.
Because after you beat, it's like 10 levels, power-up, 10 levels, boss, 10 levels, power-up, something like that.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. I apologize for me maybe not thinking up too many great things to ask, but I'm really, really trying to not die right now. Dang it!
Ooh.
I got cocky. I got cocky on that one, and I paid for it. Oh, I'm gonna die again. Too pretty to die. Can I fire these back? Nope. I cannot. Unlike the smaller star, you apparently cannot fire back the bullets of the larger star.
Right.
Ever since you said that you can hit those things in mid-spin, I keep wanting to do that, and it's killing me every time.
Yeah, it's risky. I don't even do that.
They do slow down after a short period of time.
Yeah. So you either want to get them right away or after they've slowed down.
Get over here. Dang it. Okay. So you can pause the game, but can you restart it if you have like 1 life left and you feel like you're going to die? Is there a way to pause and then restart from the last checkpoint, Or do you just have to wait out until you do lose that last life?
You can just bump into an enemy twice. Takes 2 seconds. I know something similar in Super Meat Boy. Someone asked Edmund McMillan, "Hey, why is there no restart button?" He said, "Well, there is. Just jump into a buzzsaw."
It's true. Very true. It does work that way. That's an idea that you could try to do for maybe some sort of high score thing, how quickly you can get through each level. Maybe.
Yeah, because the way it works is you get points based on how quickly you clear the level.
Okay. Do you get points for killing enemies as well? Or is it only
Nope.
for how quickly you get... So, the max amount of points you can get is like 10, and then if you take 1 second, you get 9, if you take another second, you get 8, so on and so forth.
Yeah, basically.
That could be a bit of a pain when having to deal with these bullet guys, though, since you have to wait them out.
That's true.
Alright, he's gonna shoot the X. You did! Okay, that guy's down. I don't think this thing does friendly fire. So, we'll see here. We're 12! We're getting there. I have confidence. I have confidence that it's, oh crap, I got this guy who shoots again. Combo! Is there anything like that in the high score thing as well, where you can get combos to multiply your points?
From killing multiple enemies at once.
Or anything?
The coins give you combos. Give you the multiplayer, I should say.
Okay.
8 more levels, and then maybe you can see.
Maybe. Now, you said multiplayer, but I heard it as multiplayer, which makes me want to ask you about ideas for multiplayer. Since you do have... You are working on making this for the Wii... Ah! Crap! Oh, man. Since you are thinking about making this for something like the Wii U, maybe some sort of multiplayer where one person could play on the TV, whereas another person could play on the pad.
That could be really fun. It might be hard to do, though. I don't know that I'm looking into it right now, but toying with ideas in my head, I suppose.
Right. Like I said before, the game's it's at a point that it's basically it's got its basics down, and you can go just about anywhere with the formula that it's at. So it'll definitely be interesting to see what all you decide to do with it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let's see these guys with fire. Come on. Come on. There we go. Are there any features in the game that you felt like you've had to cut?
Oh man, let me think.
Because I don't know about the version that's out right now, considering the new one is still in development. I don't know if it's developed long enough to even have to worry about having to take stuff out of it.
Yeah. The older version, the level layout is a bit different. It's 10 levels, and then 15 levels, and then 25 levels, whereas this one is 15, 15, and 20.
Alright. Okay. Level 15 again. Don't do that. Please, don't kill me. I don't want to die. I really don't want to die. Alright, we're gonna do it. I'm feeling good about this time.
Yeah,
we're going all the way to 1. Is there a level 0 that I have to worry about?
Nope, just level 1.
There's no, like, negative levels that are extremely difficult?
No.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Alright. Alright. Okay, let's kill this guy. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your family. There we go. It's almost kind of like almost Smash TV-ish, but with melee weapons.
Yeah.
Alright. See if I can get multiples of these in one go. candy corn dudes. Oh, crap, damage. Alright, we're on level 9. Ninja stars. I like the ninja stars. The ninja stars are great, and they do add some nice variety.
Yeah, they're fun. I might have to add more in.
The other thing that I kind of don't like about them is there's no way to save them. So, like, if I wanted to save them to only use
Oh, you
them
can't
on
use
the
your sword
boss.
instead. Yeah. That makes sense.
Oh, we're down to 5. Oh, he blocked my shot! He friggin' shot my shot, which blocked my shot. I was not expecting that to... Ah!
Oh, so close.
Which end do those things shoot out of? Do they shoot out of the end with the eyes?
Yeah.
They're about the same color as their eyes, so it's difficult to tell.
Mm.
Level 5, man. We got 10 minutes here. Can we do this? I don't know. Probably not. Dang it. Not that
You
way.
got this.
That way's not going to make it down. I do like the little bit of screen shake that you have added when those things hit the walls.
Yeah, screen shake is the best. Put it everywhere.
I mean, the game's got a lot of juice. It's got some pretty good music. Everything has eyes. You got screen shake in there. It's got this sort of CRT filter over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one difference between the old version and the new version that I think made a world of difference is in the older version, you kill the enemy and then the particles disappear right away, whereas in this version, they're scattered throughout the levels and they disappear over time.
I was noticing that, and thankfully they don't seem to impact any of the performance at all.
Yeah.
Have you had any problems with them impacting performance?
Well, right now, watching you play, it looks like the game has slowed down a bit since beginning. I don't know if that's because of the streaming software or anything else, but I'll have to look into that.
I don't know. And again, you are watching it through Skype right now, so it might just be some Skype's doing.
Could be.
I don't know. You might want to check the actual Twitch stream to see if you can still see that. I haven't noticed it if it did slow down.
Okay.
I don't have a frame counter up right now. Come on. Oh, he killed his friend. You saved me, Rhombus. For that, I'm going to kill you. There you go.
Don't have a choice.
I know, I don't have a choice. It's so sad. It's like I don't want to kill you, but I have to. You gonna shoot? There we go. Maybe level 4, maybe to level 13. Haven't taken any damage yet. I'm feeling good about this one. We might have a little bit of promise. Might have a chance. Might have a little bit of a chance. Do you have any plans about anything that's not Shapes of Grey related, or are you still very, very much focused on Shapes of Grey to have thought about what you'll do after it?
What was that question? I missed it.
Do you have any plans of anything that's for Secret Tunnel to be working on after Shapes of Grey, or are you way too early in its development to even think about that?
I'm playing with some ideas, but not going to start working on anything until this game's done.
Alright, that makes sense. I didn't think you would be working on anything else at the moment, but never hurts to ask. Oh, crap.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Oh, nice. Got the laser things out of the way.
We're at 6, and I've got only 1 life left. Please kill that guy. Nope. I wanted to wait for the ninja star to kill that thing, but then I remembered, hey, there's friggin' timer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if that guy killed his friend, and I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Oh, we're on 4. Level 4. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. I haven't seen any health drops anywhere. Yeah, okay, you come here. 3. Oh, jeez, there's a health drop. I'm not feeling super confident about this. If I can just get that health before it, no. That's evil, man. That's high levels of evil. So you have to get the health power up before all of those bullets die, or you just can't. You just can't get it.
Yeah.
That's so wrong.
There is a way.
I know there's always a way, but that's just so wrong. Okay, final boss time. I'm gonna die in 1 second here. Can I fire the bullets back at him, and will that damage him? No, he's a shadow. He's a dork. And I'm dead.
Oh!
I don't know how to hurt that guy. I don't know how to hurt him at all. Alright, we got a couple more people here in the chat, and we've got a few more minutes before we wrap everything up. If anybody has any questions you would like to ask Trent before the interview ends, then please do post them in chat, and I will pass them on. Trent, do you have any contacts that people can use keeping track of you and or your game? Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, YouTube?
You can follow me on Twitter at @SecretTunnel, @Secret_tunnel. And then Facebook would be Secret Tunnel Entertainment. If you go to secrettunnelentertainment.com, all the links are there to the Greenlight page and to my Twitter and to Facebook. So go there, secrettunnelentertainment.com.
And a reminder to anybody in chat who would like to get themselves a copy of Shapes of Grey, be sure to talk to Indie Gamer Chick, because she's got a bunch of copies that should be given away until she runs out. It is not a contest. It is first come, first served. But if we do ask that, if you like the game, let people know to help spread the word out there, since the game does have a Steam Greenlight campaign. So if you like it, vote for it on Steam, let people know, and help get it out there. Now, we do have a question here from chat. Disturbed1EH, my bad, asks if there's any plans for DLC in the future, which I don't think there might necessarily be, considering that you're still working on making the updated version of Shapes of Grey.
Yeah, anything that I would want to put out as DLC would just go into the new version anyway. Because I could put out what I have here as a full game and then just make the second set of levels DLC, but I wouldn't want to do that. I just want to put out one full game, one product, and have that stand on its own.
That's understandable. Okay. Alright, I'm going to die again, and then we're probably going to call it a day. So,
oh, you were so close.
I know. We saw the final boss, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I'm done. I think that's about it. Are you sure? No, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have to do it anyway. But yeah, the game's it's pretty entertaining, and it's very easy to get into, but it's definitely one of those games that's easy to play and hard to master. I definitely like to see that. Yes, this game will be coming to the Wii U Disturbed, but not the 3DS as of yet. So that's pretty much it for this look at Shapes of Grey. It's coming out on PC sometime early next year, hopefully. It's coming out on Wii U sometime next year. I don't know, do you have a date for either of those?
Probably same time as PC.
All right,
Early next year, before end of March, hopefully.
And you said you didn't have a price for any of them as of yet.
Nope.
Do you think that the Wii U version will be the exact same price as the PC version, or will there be some variance in there?
It'll probably be the same.
All right, but you can get a current version of the game on itch.io. And how much is that?
That is $5, and if you get that, you will also get the new version when it comes out for free.
All right, so if you want it, get on it now. That does bring up the question, though. If you do get through Steam Greenlight, will you put the original version out on Steam, and then have the same thing where if somebody buys it, they will get the new version for free? Or if you go to Steam Greenlight, will you only put out the new version of the game?
When the new version of the game comes out on Steam, assuming it gets through Greenlight, I'll probably just take down the old version of the game.
All right. Well, thank you again, Trent, for talking to me. Then just letting me check your game out, because it's got some pretty cool ideas.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, and thank you, viewers, for being here. Be sure to check out Shapes of Grey. I will post the Steam Greenlight right there again in chat, so if anybody who wants to check it out can then do that. And the will also be The link will also be in the YouTube description once this video goes over to YouTube on youtube.com/GamesMatter. If you're not following us on YouTube, be sure to do that. We always put the interviews up right after they're done on Twitch, put them over there on the YouTube. So if you happen to miss one, you can then watch it over on the YouTube so that you can be filled in on everything that has been going on these Games Matter live streams. That's pretty much it that we got for right now. Be sure to check the game out if you get the chance. I have been MegapieMan, and I will talk to you guys later.